So the highest graded unit on Tennessee's team, the lowest graded unit on Tennessee's team, who lit the torch and who was the torch bearer of the week, we shall discuss, and it's brought to you by Zen Sports. Zen Sports. Boy, it's a lot of fun. I know some people that are already getting cash back money, and Zen Sports is the new sports book in Tennessee, revolutionizing the way you earn sports betting rewards. That means no more deposit bonuses that turn into deposit nightmares. On Zen Sports, what you see is what you get with their cash rewards program. You get a lot of hard cash. Keep betting, keep earning with up to 3% cash back on your betting volume every month after that. And refer friends to earn a percentage of their betting volume as cash rewards too. Zen Sports is bringing the cash back to Tennessee. So if you bet big on sports, you want to be betting on Zen Sports. Zen Sports betting just got better, and it is 4 downs. So we'll visit with Cooper Mays. By the way, his video is up, and that Sunday show with Fred took off like white lightning yesterday. We'll do that every week, and that will be brought to you by our very good friends at Herald Security Solutions. But first, let's get to 4 downs. Coop, what should people do? Give us a little coaching from the sideline.
Cooper Mays here. Hit like and subscribe.
All right, here we go. First down.
Coop here. First down.
This is pretty difficult. I'm going to put this on Caleb because there are a lot of good units on this football team, but a report card on offthehooksports.com right now, and we'll go through them all. But first, let's get the top 2. So for first down, and we would appreciate that like, subscribe, turn your notifications on, and you would have known about Fred, Coop, and Jacob yesterday. So let me go ahead and get started with the highest graded unit overall. You may have given out 2 A's or A pluses, but I know sometimes there can be splitting hairs there. So Caleb, you did the report card. What's the highest graded unit on the team?
I think it has to be edge rushers. I was debating between edge rushers and defensive tackles. The only reason I gave it to the edge rushers is I blame the defensive tackles for that 1 touchdown drive that Virginia did have in the game. But edge rushers really never took a play off. I mean, James Pierce Jr. and Tyler Barron. Tyler Barron, 2.5 tackles for a loss, 2 sacks. James Pierce Jr., 2 sacks. Both Roman Harrison and Joshua Josephs made some plays in the game. So it's the D-line as a whole, but I separate defensive tackles and edge rushers because, let's be honest, they have distinctly different roles on the defensive line. So I think it's edge rushers.
Okay, that's fair. And so what did you grade the defensive line as a whole?
I get the defensive line an A and edge rushers an A+.
Okay, I'm fine with you splitting that up because it is a different style of football nowadays. And what down was that, Coop?
Coop here. First down.
I just love playing that. What down is it now?
Cooper Mays here. Second down.
All right, second down. And let's go to the lowest grade, which is kind of tough to find when you talk about such a one-sided affair. And I don't think that there was ever any concern that Tennessee was going to lose 49-13, even though they had a lull in the first half. So the lowest graded unit on the football team.
Very easily the kicking game. Not even close, honestly. The kicking game was Jackson Ross. Like, there's that. Now we see that there really is a difference between Australian football, rugby, soccer, whatever, and translating that to actually being a punter. Because
Whoa. There's a transition. I mean, he's kicking in front of that many people, and it's more like golf than running around and kicking. So, I mean, there's a transition, but we've seen it happen at enough other places that it's probably going to be successful unless he's just not very good.
I mean, I agree. I think it could be. I'm not saying being one of those players automatically means you'll be a bad punter. I'm just saying it doesn't automatically translate either. I mean, he had no punts inside the 20-yard line. I don't think he pinned them inside the 20 once. Correct me, guys, if I'm wrong on that. He averaged like 36 yards a punt, which is just bad. And I mean, you're not going to have high averages when you're punting for Josh Heupel because you're going to get a lot of short punts because you're going to punt from midfield, as you know that, Dave. But if that's the case, you need to be pinning them inside the 20. You don't need to be averaging 36 yards a punt and not pinning any punts inside the 20. That's a bad look. And it's not like because Virginia had any great punt return game. No, he just wasn't punting the ball well. So it was just a bad day. Also, I want to point out Josh Turbyville, 4 of his kickoffs spotted Virginia the ball past the 25-yard line, excuse me. Twice he spotted them the ball at the 35-yard line. That's another knock. I mean, kicking off is part of kicking. So he's got to.
I know.
Judge
I'm
kicking.
very good friends with his dad, so I'll just let you say that. I'm gonna move on. I hope the best for Josh. I hope things turn around there.
Well, I'm hard. To be fair, I'm a lot harder on Jackson Ross this game than I was on Josh Turbyville.
Okay,
Turbyville's just kicking off.
Those were fair criticisms. I'm just gonna let you say it since I'm very good friends with his father. How about that?
Fair enough.
Okay, so Caleb said it. Mr. Turbyville, I didn't. All right, and let's get to third down, Coop, right now.
Tennessee center Cooper Mays here. Third down.
Okay. And don't give me the ultimate torchbearer because that's our weekly award that we're going to give out to the ultimate top performer. But give me 3 guys who lit the torch for the Vols. You give me your 3 guys, I'll give you mine.
3 guys who lit the torch for the Vols. Okay, does this include the torchbearer, or is this guy left?
Torchbearer is separate. I mean, you may mention my torchbearer in yours, but they're separate.
All right, 3 guys who lit the torch: Dylan Sampson, Joe Milton, and can't wait to talk to Spencer when he gets on this because I got to say Ollie Lane. I have so much respect for the job Ollie Lane did stepping in at center for Cooper Mays, and I did not see one negative play by him all game.
Okay, so your 3 are again.
Joe Milton, Dylan Sampson, and Ollie Lane.
Okay. I'm going to go Jalen Wright. He didn't score as many touchdowns, but he came out, and I thought he set a physical tone early, and I thought Virginia was like, uh-oh, this team may be in a little bit of a higher league. I'm going to try to go different from yours. I definitely would agree with Joe Milton, not only in how he played the entire game, but how there was a lull and he righted the ship. I talked about that with Jacob Warren on the Ball Report, which is on our YouTube page. I'm also going to go Andre Keurig to complement your Ollie Lane pick because he had to step in at left guard. That guy was not going to be a starter. And when you transfer in from a top program like Texas, you're expected to be a starter. And he was not until the Cooper Mays injury happened. So I will go with him. And then I guess I'll go with Tyler Barron. So you went James Pierce, correct?
No. I didn't name anybody on defense. I'm going to get there, but I named Ollie Lane, Joe Milton, and Dylan Sampson. Okay.
Well, then I'll go James Pierce. So I'll go get James Pierce as my third. So who are all 3 of mine again? Keurig, Pierce,
and Milton. You said right?
Yeah, that's right. And no. And I said Jalen Wright. So Jalen Wright, those are my 3 torchbearers. Keurig came out and played great at left guard beside Ollie Lane in that shifted offensive line. James Pierce was fantastic coming off the edge. Comparisons to Leonard Little by Fred White. Comparisons to Leonard Little. And you know as well as I do, Caleb, that Fred's not going to throw out comparisons flippantly, especially when it comes to one of the best players that he's ever played with or seen physically on the field. And then, so Keurig, Pierce, Wright, Pierce had 2 sacks. The torchbearer of the week is for you, Caleb Calhoun, and feel free to fill in the message board. And we would love to hear your thoughts if you want to go ahead and give us some input, your torchbearer of the week.
I'm going to give my Memphis guy a shout out. It's Amari Thomas because Tyler Barron and James Pierce combined for 4 sacks. There was a lot of pressure from the outside, but it was because of the push in the middle. Amari Thomas, Bryson Eason, Omar Norman Locke get some credit for that. I did mention the one bad drive they had. I want to note Thomas got hurt on that drive. So that's why I'm going to say Amari Thomas. He had 1.5 tackles for a loss. I think Pierce and Tyler Barron did what they did because Amari Thomas did what he was supposed to do in the middle at defensive tackle. And everybody talks about the edge rushers. I love watching those tackles, Dave, in the middle get the push. And they're knowing they're not going to get the stats, usually. Knowing they're not, unless you're John Henderson, you're not going to rack up the stats at defensive tackle. But Amari Thomas was doing his job to free up the edge rushers to do what they needed to do. I love those defensive tackles, and I'm going with Amari.
Who are the guys that racked up stats at defensive tackle? I can think of 3 in my career. It would be, and TFLs. I'm not just talking about sacks. They're really difficult to get. Oh, and I'm going to give Jacob Warren some credit with the pancake blocks and the touchdown, which he talks about on the Vol Report. My bad on Jacob.
I gave tight ends an A, so.
Yeah, tight ends an A. But where was I going there? What were we talking about?
Stat rackers at defensive tackle for Tennessee.
There's only 3 really that I can think of. It would be Henderson, Hainsworth, and Jesse Mahalona. Jesse Mahalona had a ton of tackles for a loss. And they were always shoestring tackles. So God rest his soul. He was a guy who, talk about giving your all for Tennessee. He certainly did that.
There's a 4th major one, though, that we can't ignore because Reggie White did play defensive tackle at Tennessee.
Oh, I was just talking about my career.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I know you think I'm old, Caleb, but I'm not quite that old.
Well, it's not about being old. It's just about knowing. It's about looking at a stat sheet.
Well, I know, but I said during my career. I said that caveat.
I didn't know you're okay. I didn't hear the during my career part. I apologize.